Welcome back, y'all, to Blessings Homestead. This is the next video we promised you. We're going to take a tour of our greenhouses and show you what we're doing there. Come along. So this is what we have in here right now. It's very few things. I have moved some out to the sun today to get a little bit of breeze and some sun. And we are, in the next 2 weeks, I'm going to start a lot more seedlings. I'm doing it in stages. I've started a lot early, which is in the big greenhouse we're going to take you over there. I still have more that I want to start for the spring and summer garden, but our frost is not going to be over till second week of March or so, maybe mid-March. So I want to hold off on starting some of the seeds. So we'll bring you back and show you when I start those. I'll show you how I'm planting some. I'm doing some in these pop-out containers, and I'm still also using my eggshells for some things. I'm experimenting both ways. The ones that I don't start the seeds in the eggshells, I'm still adding eggshells to the mixture, plant mixture that I'm using, so they still get that calcium. So let's go over and look at the big greenhouse. So here we are at the entrance of our big greenhouse. I am thrilled to death with this. Look at that view down through there. We got a little shade on the back end of this greenhouse this morning, but it has had full sun all morning, so we're not worried about that little bit of shade. We moved our citrus tree in over the winter. We have been getting some very cold nights this winter. We have gotten down to freezing more nights that it's just unbelievable. We've even hit like 27 degrees a few nights. So we moved the citrus tree in here to keep it nice and warm, and look at this, what it's about to do. We got about a dozen lemons off of this tree this past summer into the fall that we took. And this year we also have a lot of the grapefruits blooming. We didn't get any grapefruits last year, but they're blooming this year. This is a dual fruit tree, citrus tree. It's a flame grapefruit on that side and a Myers lemon on that side, and we're thrilled at how well this is doing. The greenhouse. Once I start my seedlings in the baby greenhouse, once they get a few inches tall, I am bringing them in here, transplanting them, which we're going to see on that back wall back there, and getting them ready to be moved out into the garden. The big greenhouse I'm using for dual purposes. I'm using to start new plants for the year, but we also have mini plants in here that we had in our summer garden, which has been growing over the winter. I watched a YouTube video that talked to me about the pepper plants, that you don't have to restart your pepper plants every year. Just trim them back, let them grow. Keep them out of the cold weather, the frost, that type of stuff. So that's what we did. And as you can see, I'm getting peppers over the winter in this greenhouse. We have tomatoes, baby tomatoes here. These are Everglades tomatoes that a very good friend of ours gave us. I have been picking tomatoes off that little plant all winter long and eating them while I'm in here working. We have our lavender. We have a lot of oregano throughout the greenhouse that I had in our garden, in our in-ground garden that I pulled in here so they didn't get totally frozen. Starting my herbs, and you can see my chamomile is coming up a little bit. I'm still waiting for my echinacea to pop. These are our raised beds that we modified for this year that we had outside last year. We are very happy with the way they came out. We have several beets growing in here. I have tomatoes. I'm experimenting in this raised bed in here. I know they're going to grow over a little bit and come over the sides. I'm completely cool with that. They look very healthy in there. I'm excited. I've never grown potatoes before, but we had some potatoes and there was some eyes growing on one of them, so we tried it. Over on this rack is the seedlings that I started in the baby greenhouse. We moved to the in here once they got pretty big. As I transplant them, I move them in here. As you can see, we have beefsteak tomatoes that are doing really well. These are some Seminole pumpkins, which a good friend is growing, and we bought some seeds from. Sunflowers. We have 2 trays of cucumbers, our cabbage, beans. As you can see, everything is doing very well. I have been very fortunate. When I plant seeds, pretty much all of them take, which is amazing. This over here is another plant, that pepper plant that we had over the summer that I transplanted in here. See how it would do. We're getting peppers, onions, some more of those little Everglade tomatoes, our spaghetti squash. This is just a flower I've had for a couple years. It's actually petunias, which we have had for going on 3 years now, and that thing is just doing great. Keeps coming back. More beets. These pepper plants, they are this big. These grew specifically from peppers that fell down in my raised bed last year and just started springing up on their own. And I pulled them up, put them in pots, and they're like doing fantastic. We're trying some strawberries. We've store-bought a hanging basket of strawberries. We're excited. They're turning pink already, doing very well in here. Now, you want to take a look at these peppers down this side. All these cayenne pepper plants I point out were in our garden all summer. They gave us a few peppers here and there, but when I moved them into this greenhouse, through the winter, I've had cayenne peppers endlessly. This is a new little experiment I'm doing in this box here. I saw this on a YouTube channel. Thought, why not try it? And these peppers are doing fantastic in there. That plant is just loaded. The experiment I'm doing here is just using, instead of buying containers, using a cardboard box with a little bit of chicken wire around it to hold it its shape so it doesn't get soft and bow out. Same dirt mixture I use in all my raised beds, which I will visit with y'all. It's nothing special, it's just something I've been doing. This pot and the matching pot on the other side is what I had in the garden this year with lavender and some spearmint. Frost got it a little bit, so I moved it in here, and it's coming back. It's doing great. These dills are coming back. I had some dills in the garden this fall, and I pulled them up, moved them in here. They're starting to do good. We got a blackberry bush, store-bought again, but we're happy with it. We're trying to grow a little bit of everything. We want fruits, vegetables, whatever we can grow, we're going to try. This is a sweet mulberry bush tree. These are more pepper plants that were outside over the summertime that we moved in here. Cut back, moved in. I harvested peppers. Here we got a little banana pepper right there. I harvested a probably 4 or 5 inch banana pepper off of that just yesterday. I got some peppers off of that yesterday. And here we have some more of these cayenne pepper plants that we had out all summer long. And they have just been producing like crazy. This is a jalapeno plant. It's getting ready to do some peppers. We're experimenting with sweet potatoes. We had it outside. Frost got it a little bit. We moved it in here, and we actually got some growth back. We'll see if we get sweet potatoes. We got about a half a dozen sweet potatoes out of that bucket last year. I was hoping to do better this year, but I got to figure out sweet potatoes. We're trying. We're experimenting. We're trying. I think we will. So that is an overview of our greenhouse. We are so happy with this greenhouse. I am thrilled. I'm out here just about at some point every day, whether it's opening and closing because of the cold weather, whether I'm in here working and transplanting or planting seeds. I'm out here just about every day. I do have one more thing I want to show you that we were able to get. As you saw, I transplanted a lot of plants and trays and pots in there. Take a look over here. We talked to you last year about getting barrels on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. There may be local places around town selling stuff like that. You can always find something that you can work with inexpensively. You can find bargains out there on equipment, pots, planters for your gardening, no matter what type of gardening you want to do, whether it's in-ground, raised beds, what have you. These pots, we found, we planted in these last year. We found some at a yard sale for like $1 each. These big tubs we found along the road, somebody put them out to the road for the trash, so we stopped and grabbed them. These big ones, And all of this across here and what we have transplanted on in the greenhouse came from a local nursery. They put an ad on Facebook that they were trying to clear out a lot of their items. We bought these pennies on the dollar. It was crazy the good deal we got on this stuff just because they wanted to clean some of this stuff out. We got all size pots. We got trays to carry them in. We got planters. We got little pots here. We got these trays, which are really good too. I want to go back and get some more from them. We got these trays that you can carry these in. We got these types of trays. We got larger ones like this. Like I said, pennies on the dollar. You can't beat it. Check Craigslist, check Facebook, check with your local nurseries. Even if they're not listing something or advertising, they may want to clean some of their stuff out that's older that they don't want, but it's still good for you. They just have it stockpiled in a corner, don't want to use it, don't have a need for it, bought new stuff, whatever the case may be, you can find it. So that is the tour of our greenhouses and where we're at right now. Check back with us, hit that notification button, and subscribe so you can follow us for our next video. I'm going to do some new seed starts within the next week or so. We're going to do some more transplanting, and I'll take you along with that and show you how we transfer from one greenhouse to the other, how I do my transplants. Bye, y'all. God bless.